You say you love Native American legends. Have you heard of the Goat Man? No? Then please allow me to enlighten you. I heard the legend when a power outage on our reservation made us decide to have a fire. As we all know, nothing goes better with a good fire than a good story. That was when I learned about Goat Man. The legend goes that they shapeshift. They love human forms most of all, which is what makes them so dangerous. It's thought that if you find a bone of one or take a photograph and keep it in your house, it will wait. For what? You ask. The answer is, they wait for you to leave. Once you leave, they ransack the place until they find what you took from them. There was even an incident I heard that night where some men met the Goat Man, face to face. It was a night like the one I was experiencing. Some men had decided to have a fire in the desert and told some stories around it. Then, a stranger walked out of the desert and took a seat, never speaking a word. No one really got a good look at the stranger. The men decided to go back to their homes and put out the fire. They didn't have enough room for the stranger and figured he could hitchhike back to town. They had just left when they saw something chasing after their truck. Afraid, they sped up. The creature sped up its pursuit as well. When it reached the truck, it flipped it over and dragged 3 men off into the night. What happened to them, you ask? Well, they were never found. Be careful of the Goat Man. They can shapeshift. Didn't I tell you? That homeless man begging for change could be one. Or your boss. Or teacher. Or even your friends. On September 1952, a UFO was reported to have crashed in the forest by some people living in the Flatwoods, a small town in Braxton County, West Virginia. A 17-year-old National Guardsman, Gene Lemon, was sent to investigate this phenomenon by authorities. According to some eyewitnesses, the so-called UFO crashed in a forested area, so Gene and his dog went to investigate the woods. It was 8 p.m. and very dark, so Gene brought his flashlight with him. Gene's dog ran ahead of him out of sight and began barking, then returned to Gene with its tail tucked in between its legs. It was frightened by something. They reached the top of a hill where they noticed a large pulsating ball of flame. Gene and his dog also detected a pungent mist or odor in the air that made their eyes and noses burn. Gene caught a glimpse of a strange creature underneath the oak tree using his flashlight. The creature was reptilian-like, had a spade-shaped head, stubby arms, and claw-like fingers, and was reportedly 10 feet tall. The creature made a shrill hissing noise and glided towards them, but abruptly changed direction and headed towards the pulsating ball of flame. Afterwards, Gene and his dog fled in panic, scared out of their wits. After this encounter, the police investigated the area in the forest where the creature and the ball of flame were reported to be, but they found no evidence of the encounter and did not even smell the burning odor that Gene and his dog had smelled. Gene became very sick and suffered from vomiting and convulsions throughout the night, and he also had difficulties with his throat for several weeks afterward. Gene's dog also became very sick and sadly died. 60 years have passed since the incident, but the case of the Flatwoods monster is still unexplained. What really was the Flatwoods monster? Earlier this year, several strange reports in the western areas of Canada of a strange creature being inside of people's homes started to arise. Most information about this creature has been lost due to unknown circumstances. However, we have managed to find some reports about this being all neatly placed inside of a box in a news station located near Northern Oregon. These reports range from unsettling to downright disturbing. We are unsure of each one's origins. They may not have been signed or dated. All we know is that the creature could still be alive somewhere. What appears to be a page ripped out of a diary. It has been talking to me for almost half an hour now. All that it's been doing is standing in front of my bedroom window. It didn't look like anything human. It had no head, but it somehow knew where I was. It has slowly been becoming more aggressive the more I ignore what it's saying. I also took a picture of him with my camera. A second diary page, presumably by the same person, read, "I refuse to let go. He keeps watching and watching me. He's still here at the window. I can't make him go away. I shout at him and he shouts back at me. I'm scared. I can't leave my room without seeing him again. Please, help me." A third diary page. He went away from my window after I started to cry. Now he's standing at the very front of my bed. As of writing, I stare at him, just wanting him to go away. If he does, I would be super happy. Why won't he leave? I'm even more scared now. He got closer to me. The rest of the text is too smeared to read, and most of the page was smothered with an unknown red substance. Presumably, blood from the writer.